It's not the national attention cities like to get. The country's newspaper of record says Hazleton hasn't moved forward in accepting its newest immigrants. Reaction from those immigrants, our top story on News 13 at 4:30.
From the Samsung Production Studios in the heart of Hazleton, Pennsylvania, it's your News 13.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Kathy Bazinski. An article in the New York Times this weekend took on Greater Hazleton's attitudes about our new immigrants, saying residents won't accept the change the way the rest of the nation is. Christina Papa hit the streets today to find out what long-time as well as newly arrived residents really think about the controversial issue.
About 10 years ago, this particular town was almost a ghost town. And thanks to the immigrants that have moved in, documented or undocumented, look where is the town right now.
But not everyone agrees with Elvin Abad's outlook on illegal immigration here in Hazleton. That's why Hazleton has made national headlines once again. Some folks in this area say illegal immigrants need to get the right paperwork to start working here.
I think honestly we should just be realistic, deal with the illegal immigrants that are here, get them legal, get them to work, make them pay taxes, and enforce our borders, because the problem begins at our borders.
Others we spoke with today who did not want to be on camera say that illegal immigrants don't have the right to work at all. And whether people agree with immigration or not, there's no hiding that the Hispanic population has grown 30% since 2000. And with more Hispanic immigrants coming to the area, that means more Hispanic businesses are popping up right here on Broad Street and all around Hazleton. For some store owners, that means more business.
Well, I see the community in Spanish was getting big here. So business here is good because most of my clients, they're Spanish.
Efron owns a business on Diamond Avenue in Hazleton. He's also a legal immigrant from the Dominican Republic. He says it's hard for the illegal immigrants to get jobs around this area.
Because if you got no paper here, you know they're not going to give you a job. Most of the people that are working here and sweating, immigrant with no papers.
Dominican House's Victor Perez agrees with Efron. He says illegal immigrants who are breaking the law have no right to be here.
We have to remove the illegals because they are criminals. We have to remove the illegals if they are doing something wrong or something that confront our Constitution, our law. So if they don't want to respect the law, they have to get out.
Still, folks say there's no denying it. Legal or not, immigrants have been making waves in this area. Christina Papa, News 13, Hazleton.
Fire crews in Schuylkill County were out early Monday morning, dousing flames at a home near Shenandoah. When firefighters arrived on the scene at the home on Chelton Street in West Monroe Township around 4 a.m., it was totally engulfed in flame. Crews from William Penn, Shenandoah Heights, and Altamont battled the fire for more than an hour before bringing the flames under control. People living nearby the home say nobody was actually living there, and they believe there was no electricity in the building. Nobody was hurt, and a fire marshal is investigating the cause. Well, police say a Hazleton man was trying to protect his home on Saturday when he discovered a burglar inside and shot first and asked questions later. Shots were fired here on 9th and Hayes Street when a 47-year-old resident caught the alleged burglar inside his home. The homeowner says that his back door was broken into and he called 911, then went into the home. Moments later, the homeowner called back to say the burglar was still inside the home and told them to get police there in a hurry before he had to shoot someone. When police arrived, they found the homeowner holding a handgun and standing outside the residence. He'd wounded the intruder, who police found after a search. Neighbors applaud the homeowner for protecting his house and doing it legally.
He called the police prior to shooting the person, but, you know, from what I can gather, I was speaking to someone yesterday, and the man made a lunge at him, and he also had a gun. And they found another gun that the man who was upstairs had. So the man was protecting his property, and I think he had every right to do what he did.
A principle of law known as the Castle Doctrine gives people the right to defend themselves in their homes when they fear for their lives. Police say the homeowner is licensed to carry a concealed weapon. The burglar was taken to a trauma center for surgery and will recover.
Hello, I'm Chief Frank DeAndre of the Hazleton Police Department. Today I would like to help you understand a bit about auto theft. Many auto thefts are crimes of opportunity. Leaving the keys in your car, even a hidden spare key, greatly increases your chances of having your car stolen. Leaving your vehicle unoccupied with the engine running, even for a minute, is illegal in itself, but it greatly increases the chance that your car will be stolen. It is truly a helpless feeling for you to watch your car being driven away by a total stranger as you stand 10 feet away at an ATM or mailbox. Take your keys with you, even for quick trips. This is especially true if you have children or pets in the vehicle. More than 2/3 of all auto thefts occur at night. Approximately 86% of the stolen vehicles are recovered, while some vehicles are definitely stolen to be sold or dismantled for parts. The large majority of vehicles stolen are simply used as temporary transportation by common criminals. Thus, most vehicles are recovered within a few weeks to a month and with relatively little damage. Auto theft happens fast. An expert auto thief can break into and steal a car in less than 1 minute. An unoccupied car with its engine running can be taken in seconds. What attracts a car thief? Leaving your car unlocked or with the windows down. Leaving your keys in the car or a spare key hidden in the car. Leaving your car unattended. Parking in poorly lit places with low visibility. Leaving valuables and packages in your car. Cars not protected with an anti-theft device. How to protect your car. Don't leave your keys in your car. Close your windows and lock your doors whenever you leave your car, regardless of how long you plan to be gone. Park in well-illuminated areas. When parking your car, turn your wheels towards the curb to make it more difficult for a thief to tow your car. Use your emergency brake when you park. Replace T-shaped door locks with straight locks. Immediately report any suspicious activity to the police when you are in your car. Keep your doors and windows locked, no matter how short the distance or how safe the neighborhood. When you're coming to a stop, leave enough space to maneuver around other cars in front of you. If you sense trouble, this will allow you the room needed to get away. Don't stop to assist a stranger whose car has broken down. Instead, help by driving to the nearest phone or using your cell phone to call the police for help. I'm Chief Frank DeAndre of the Hazelton Police Department, reminding you that if you observe anything that you feel is suspicious, please call 911 and report the incident immediately.
Some good advice there. Coming up on News 13, forecasters say spring is on the horizon, but it's not here yet. How long the cold temperatures will hang on in News 13 weather. But first, hanging on to the Easter holiday spirit with an afternoon of food and fellowship. That story just ahead when News 13 continues. And let's check the winning midday lottery numbers. Good luck if you played. The daily number, 179. Big 4, 5303. Quinto, 15507. And the treasure hunt, 8, 13, 16, 17, 26. Hope you won.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's social news. A very happy 40th birthday to Sherry Stiving. This wish comes from your husband, Henry, and your loving family. And a happy 59th birthday to Billy Brugger from all of your family and friends. And if you see Billy at Thomas's Family Food Town, make sure to wish him a happy birthday. And now for tonight's Talk of the Town. The Look Good, Feel Better program, sponsored by the American Cancer Society, will be on April 22nd from 1 to 3 p.m. at the Hazelton Health and Wellness Center. For more information or to register, please call 1-800-227-2345 by April 19th. And the Ron Gartner Scotch Soul Rock and Roll Show at the Sovereign Majestic Theater will be held Saturday, April 20th, starting at 7. Tickets are just $18 per person, and for more information, call 570-628-4647. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 extends our deepest sympathies to the family and friends of Veronica Rollis of Mahanoy City. The arrangements are under the direction of the Louis T. Truskowski Funeral Home. Tonight's obituaries have been brought to you by the Smilax Floral Shop on 15th Street in Hazleton. Free delivery to all local funeral homes. Call 570-454-0111. And by Mia's. Once again, the Hazleton area's #1 rated restaurant. Call 501-3410 for more information on luncheon packages.
Well, Easter dinner is a time to gather with family and friends and share delicious food and good spirits. But what about folks who don't have families or can't afford a holiday feast? As Stephanie Gorney tells us, one area church did its best to make them feel welcome.
While a lot of people this past weekend gathered around kitchen tables with loved ones to celebrate the Easter holiday, others were not as lucky to have a place to go. But Community Bible Fellowship opened its doors for those who are less fortunate and provided a warm Easter meal for them.
This was a fantastic undertaking by all, and it was a great outreach to the community from our church, from the people that volunteered their services.
Volunteers from all over the area gave up their Easter to donate their time to provide a wonderful holiday meal for those who need it most.
Well, I just feel good when I'm helping my community and doing all the good things that the Lord wants us to do.
My family and I, my husband and son Isaiah, wanted to be able to volunteer our time this Easter. So we're not spending it with family, we're spending it with my church family, helping out, serve people who need a nice warm meal for Easter.
Although many came to the church for the delicious meal, volunteers were also making deliveries all around Hazleton for those who weren't able to come out. Those volunteers also included people from MinSec who were looking to give back to the city.
Well, because I'm trying to change my ways of living in my life, and instead of taking, I want to start giving back to the community.
Oh, it's beautiful. I get a good feeling inside about it, and I just want the community to know that we're not all bad, and people do change.
The church hosted its first dinner for the public during Thanksgiving, which gave away 275 meals, and this Easter dinner was expected to provide many more than that. The people who came out for this meal were very grateful that Community Bible Fellowship is around to provide this meal.
It's a wonderful thing that they do here. Fantastic people, an asset to the community, and again, it's a wonderful thing.
The church will hold its next meal this Sunday, which will feature soups and sandwiches, and all are welcome to come out. Stephanie Gorney, News 13, Hazleton.
Hope everybody had a great holiday weekend. Well, it's time now for regional weather from the National Weather Service. Checking the radar, let's finally call them, well, maybe spring showers that'll be moving through parts of the region, but the rain won't be the problem. There's some high wind warnings associated with this front, so things could get a little bit blustery. Our creative condition tonight, hopefully this isn't so far away. It's by Tiana Treon. She says it's a sunny day and she's swimming, and it's so hot that even Mr. Sunshine took a dip in the pool, and I certainly can't wait for one of those days. Now let's take a look at News 13 weather from the National Weather Service for Greater Hazleton for tonight. Partly cloudy and breezy with a low down to 22 degrees. And for Tuesday, mostly sunny with a chance of afternoon flurries. It'll be breezy with winds up to 20 miles per hour, high near 32. Overnight low down into the 20s, 21 degrees. On Wednesday, mostly sunny with wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour with a high near 34. Overnight low again back to the 20s, 26. And Thursday, mostly sunny with a high of 45, a low around 32. Friday, mostly cloudy, a high getting up to 46 degrees. On to Schuylkill County, tonight mostly clear with a low around 25 degrees. And for Tuesday, mostly sunny and breezy with a high near 37, the overnight low around 24. For Wednesday, mostly sunny, a high of 40, nighttime still down in the 20s, 25 degrees. Thursday, sunny with a high near 47, a low around 36. And for Friday, mostly cloudy with a high climbing to 47 degrees. And still ahead on News 13, from baseball's opening day to March Madness win with a horrible twist, Mike Madry has it all. News 13 Sports is next.
SSPTV Sports on News 13 with Fred Barletta Jr. and Ron Marchetti.
Good afternoon. What's going on? I'm Mike Madry filling in for Fred Barletta on this Monday afternoon. Well, for most people, they wouldn't be lying to you if they told you it was their favorite time of the year. Opening day in the MLB is underway, and there are a lot of games slated to take place today. Let's take a look at this schedule. Boston heads to the Bronx to take on the Yankees. That game started at 1 p.m. There you see a shot of beautiful Yankee Stadium just before the game. I'll tell you what, it is no secret the Yankees' biggest test of the season may be in these first few months of the season with all the injuries they've had. Meanwhile, the Phillies are back this year. They get to test their new and improved lineup in a series against the Braves. There you see a shot of the gorgeous Citizens Bank Park. Remember, folks, no Carlos Ruiz behind the plate for the Phils as he's serving his suspension. Braves are certainly considered as favorites for the NL East, sitting right there with the Phils. 7-10 start for this game. Moving on, it's going to be an interesting time to see if the Pirates, what they can do this year to start off the season against the Cubs. Still hard to believe it's been over 100 years since the Cubs' last title. I guess it's not hard to believe when you're a Cubs fan. Meanwhile, the Mets and their captain David Wright start off the season hosting the San Diego Padres. Moving on, some high school action around the Commonwealth boys baseball. Northwestern Lehigh squares off against Pumacua, and the Mono area Golden Bears travel and face off against Williams Valley. Meanwhile, girls softball, Northwestern Lehigh set to face off against Tamaqua, and North Schuylkill travels and squares off against Jim Thorpe. It's noteworthy to point out that these games are all weather permitting. Moving on to games that aren't weather permitting as we find ourselves on the ice. Seems like every night there is a huge matchup with this shortened NHL season. The injury-riddled Devils host the Islanders at the Prudential Center in Newark, and the Rangers face off against the Winnipeg Jets, who are leading the Southeast Division right now with 38 points. Speaking of points and standings, here's how the Atlantic Division looks so far. As you see, the Penguins are sitting very comfortable, riding that 15-game winning streak. 2 more games and they will break a record for the most consecutive wins. However, they'll have to do it without their captain, Sidney Crosby, who is out indefinitely with a broken jaw. They play tomorrow against Buffalo. Meanwhile, let's update you on your March Madness brackets, as last night we saw Louisville and Duke square it out, and early in the game we witnessed Louisville sophomore guard Kevin Ware suffer a gruesome knee injury. As you see in these photos, just a surreal scene in Indianapolis, a very emotional moment. And the most recent update we have on Ware is that he suffered a compound fracture to his leg. He underwent surgery last night, and as of this afternoon, he is walking around on crutches, which is great news for Ware. Despite the injury, there was still a game to be played, and Louisville answered with an inspirational win over Duke. They move on with an 85-63 win. Let's check up on these brackets with the victory. Louisville will go up against the Wichita State Shockers. 6:05 tip-off this Saturday at the Georgia Dome. More action going down in the Georgia Dome. As you know, we are down to the Final Four, and Michigan Wolverines set to match up against the Syracuse Orangemen. Jim Boeheim said last night he is very concerned about this matchup. He thinks the Wolverines are going to be their toughest opponent all season, calling Michigan's perimeter shooting deadly. So if you're looking for keys to a Syracuse win, there you have it. Syracuse will have their hands full with Mitch McGary, the breakout star of this tournament. The 6'10" center is averaging 17 points this tournament and 10 rebounds. I'm Mike Madry, and that's all we have today for your News 13 Sports.
Well, if you're looking for the cure for the Monday blues, then you got to stop by Bottlenecks for the seafood jam. How about delicious little neck clams served in hot, melted garlic butter, crab cakes, or even weekly pasta and seafood specials. It doesn't get any better than Bottlenecks, our sponsors right here for sports on SSPTV.
I can't believe that. I can't believe it. Mother of God. Thank you very much. I got to go. I'm on the air. Yeah, thank you. You too. Stay loose. Hi, everybody. An unbelievable baseball trade has just been completed only minutes ago, and it has been confirmed. The Angels have just traded Albert Pujols to the Yankees for Alex Rodriguez, Joba Chamberlain, Francisco Cervelli, Juan Rivera, and a minor leaguer. I just can't believe it. A jaw-dropping deal on this Easter Monday, which is also April Fool's Day. Sorry, I just couldn't resist that. So let's start over. That trade did not happen, but this did. As crazy it may sound, it happened on this very day in 1953, 60 years ago. 9 inches of snow had fallen on the city of Denver 2 days before an exhibition baseball game between the Cleveland Indians and the New York Giants. Plows cleared the field, but left a giant snowbank around the outfield away from the foul lines. Indian shortstop Ray Boone hit a drive down the right field line over the head of right fielder George Wilson, who tumbled over a snowbank and out of sight. Wilson reappeared with what appeared to be the ball and threw it to third, where Boone was called out. But the white baseball turned out to be a snowball that Wilson quickly packed while laying on the ground. The call stood, but it was only an exhibition game, so who cared? But it was quite amusing. 55 years ago in 1956, at the age of 40, Ted Williams of the Boston Red Sox was ready to start the 1958 season after he became the highest paid player in baseball history after signing a one-year contract for $135,000. 40 years ago, today, in 1957, the Philadelphia 76ers struggled to their worst record of 9-73 with a winning percentage of .110 in NBA history. Now let's go back to 1968, 45 years ago. Two huge basketball stories in college basketball. Lou Alcindor scored 34 points, and UCLA raced past North Carolina by 23 points to win its second straight NCAA championship, and fourth in 5 years. And finally, same year, a hot-shooting Louisiana State sophomore was crowned the king of single-season scoring in college basketball, averaging 43.8 points per game. His nickname was Pistol Pete. His real name was Peter Maravich. Till Friday, be a good sport and stay loose.
That's News 13 for your Monday. Thank you so much for joining us. You can catch this newscast again with rebroadcast throughout tonight, or just go to News 13's website any old time, SSPTV.com, where you'll always find the local and regional news you need and the community news you want. For the entire News 13 team, thank you so much for joining us. I'm Kathy Bazinski. Have a great night.